When we talk about Pakistan's circular debt today, it's no longer just an economic issue. It has become a matter of national security. Why? Because the sheer size of this debt threatens not just the energy sector but the entire stability of the state. To put it in perspective, Pakistan's defense budget this year is around 2.1 trillion rupees. The power sector's secular debt is already close to rupees 1.7 trillion, and the gas sector's debt is even worse at rupees 2.6 trillion. Together, they exceed the defense budget by a wide margin, which means we are spending more money plugging leaks in our energy system than we are on protecting our borders. Take the power sector first. The government officially recognizes rupees 250 billion in principal dues, but there's another rupees 220 billion unacknowledged. Then we have the CPEC power plant. 8,904 megawatts built at a cost of $19.5 billion. That comes with the hefty capacity payments. These payments must be made regardless of how much electricity we actually use. The power division has already warned the IMF that in the fiscal year 2025 to 2026, another rupees 500 billion will be added to the circular debt, while the finance ministry plans to inject rupees 540 billion just to keep the sector afloat. That's half $1 trillion rupees in taxpayers' money simply to prevent collapse. The gas sector is even more alarming. With a circular debt of rupees 2.6 trillion, it is far more indebted than power. Yet, the government has not allocated a single rupee in the budget to reduce this liability. Gas utilities are suffocating, imports are becoming unaffordable, and the imbalance between electricity and gas is widening. If gas supplies collapse, industries will shut down, exports will fall, and households will face crippling shortages. That's not just an energy crisis. It's a threat to economic sovereignty. Now, under normal circumstances, you would say reforms are the answer. And yes, reforms are the only long-term fix. But here is the problem. The IMF's position is that Pakistan must first reduce circular debt before it undertakes bold reforms. Their logic is that unless the debt stock is reduced, reforms won't stick. But in practice, this means the government keeps using taxpayers' bailouts to pay off debt, while delaying the tough measures needed to fix the system. It's a vicious circle. The debt keeps coming back and the reforms remain on paper. So what really causes this debt spiral? Tariffs set below cost for political reasons, subsidies promised but never fully paid, massive transmissions and distribution losses due to the theft and inefficiency, unsustainable capacity payments to IPPs, over-reliance on imported fuels that expose us to global price shocks, and of course, weak governance. Breaking free from circular debt requires a decisive shift in strategy. Pakistan should not only pursue reforms, but also put its excess electricity to productive use by supplying it to export-oriented industries, with repayment of dues spread over the next 3 years, lightening the burden currently borne by the public. At the same time, the government must also renegotiate rigid independent power producer contracts, modernize and restructure loss-making distribution companies, and strengthen governance through digital tools and accountability. Long-term stability will further depend on diversifying the energy mix with renewable and local resources, while also fixing the gas sector by blending the cheap cost of domestic gas with expensive imported liquefied natural gas into one fair price, supported by rationalized subsidies. The bottom line is this: Pakistan's energy circular debt is no longer just about balance sheets. It has become a national security challenge. When more money is spent on circular debt than on defense, the country's sovereignty itself comes into question. The IMF's rigid sequencing, reduce debt first and reform later, has trapped Pakistan in a cycle of bailouts without change. Unless the government boldly tackles both debt reduction and reforms together, the energy sector will remain a black hole that swallows resources, undermines growth, and weakens national security. What are your opinions on the subject? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, stay safe and stay kind. Allah Hafiz.